Welcome to an epic exploration of the most unique flying machines on the planet right here on the channel. Hey everyone, I'm your host, and I have to admit I get excited every time we dive into this stuff because these inventions are turning science fiction into reality. Imagine taking off from your backyard, soaring through the sky without a runway or a traditional pilot license. Today we're counting down the top unique flying machines, from backpack helicopters to jet-powered hoverboards, electric VTOLs, and real-life jet suits. I'll walk you through each one, sharing the stories behind them, how they work, what makes them special, and why they could change the way we travel forever. Buckle up, because we're about to take flight. We start with the CopterPack, a backpack-style helicopter developed by an Australian company that stands out as one of the most accessible and innovative personal flying devices available today because it combines cutting-edge electric propulsion with smart automation in a way that feels revolutionary, yet surprisingly practical for everyday dreamers of flight. This electric personal flying machine uses twin rotors mounted on a super lightweight carbon fiber frame, along with an advanced self-leveling autopilot system that essentially turns your own body into an integral part of the aircraft, allowing for intuitive control and incredible maneuverability that makes flying feel more natural and less like operating heavy machinery. What makes the CopterPack particularly impressive is how it achieves impressive performance and safety potential at a fraction of the complexity and cost of traditional helicopters or larger eVTOLs, relying on its compact wearable design that straps on like a high-tech jet backpack. So you can take off vertically and land in tight spaces without needing massive infrastructure or years of pilot training, which is why it pushes the boundaries of personal aviation by making the dream of individual flight more reachable for enthusiasts and adventurers alike. In various tethered tests, it has demonstrated strong stability and responsive handling, highlighting its unique advantage in blending human movement with automated assistance to reduce pilot workload and enhance safety, especially for beginners who might feel overwhelmed by more demanding systems. The standout technology here is the autopilot that constantly adjusts for balance and wind disturbances, giving users a forgiving experience that sets it apart from pure manual jetpacks or drones, while the electric powertrain offers quieter operation and lower ongoing costs compared to fuel-guzzling alternatives, making it an efficient choice for short, exciting hops rather than long hauls. On the pro side, its wearable format means extreme portability and the potential for real-world uses like quick reconnaissance or recreational flying over scenic areas. But like any emerging tech, it still faces challenges such as limited flight duration due to battery constraints and the need for further real-world free-flight validation before widespread adoption. Design-wise, the CopterPack excels with its minimalist aesthetic that prioritizes comfort and integration with the human form, avoiding bulky cockpits or wings that could limit agility, which is exactly why it feels so unique and futuristic. While exact pricing for full production models is still evolving as it moves beyond prototypes, early indications suggest it aims for a more affordable entry point into personal flight than many competitors, positioning it as a smart investment for those who want high-impact experiences without breaking the bank on ultra-premium aircraft. Next up is the Scorpion S3 hoverbike from HoverSurf, which stands out as a true pioneer in blending motorcycle-style riding with advanced quadcopter drone technology, creating an exhilarating hybrid that captures the fun of two-wheeled freedom while adding the magic of flight in a package that feels both familiar and groundbreaking for anyone who has ever dreamed of soaring above traffic or exploring off-road areas without limits. This electric hoverbike shines because it makes personal aerial mobility more intuitive and approachable by letting riders control it much like a regular motorcycle, yet with the added capability of lifting off the ground for short bursts of flight, which is why it gained massive global attention when authorities in Dubai tested it for patrol duties, showcasing its potential to revolutionize everything from quick urban commuting and emergency response to recreational adventures and even light cargo delivery in ways that traditional vehicles simply cannot match. What makes the Scorpion S3 particularly effective and appealing is its clever integration of proven drone stability systems with a rider-centric frame that allows for natural leaning and maneuvering, so pilots can enjoy a thrilling experience without needing extensive aviation expertise making it a smart, accessible option compared to more complex and expensive full-sized aircraft. The standout design features a motorcycle-inspired chassis combined with powerful electric motors that provide smooth vertical lift and controlled hovering, giving users that unforgettable sensation of riding a flying motorcycle through the air, while the battery setup offers flexible flight times, suitable for short hops or training sessions, which helps keep operational costs lower and more manageable for enthusiasts. On the pros side, its versatility opens doors to practical applications like bypassing congested streets or accessing hard-to-reach spots, and it delivers an adrenaline-pumping ride that feels futuristic, yet grounded in familiar controls. But as with any emerging technology, it comes with drawbacks such as relatively short endurance per charge and the importance of open spaces for safe operation, which is why ongoing development focuses on refining efficiency and safety features. The unique technology behind it emphasizes redundancy and propulsion for better reliability and user-friendly interfaces that lower the barrier to entry so more people can experience the joy of hoverflight without prohibitive training or financial hurdles, positioning the Scorpion S3 as an innovative choice that balances excitement, performance, and relative affordability in the world of personal flying machines. Overall, this hoverbike continues to inspire because it proves that merging everyday riding culture with drone innovation can create something truly special that brings us closer to a future where flying personal vehicles are not just for the elite, but for anyone passionate about pushing the boundaries of mobility and adventure. Then there is the lift aircraft HEXA, an all-electric multi-copter eVTOL designed for one passenger that truly stands out, because it makes personal flight feel approachable and exciting without the usual barriers that keep most people grounded. What makes the HEXA so special is its incredibly simple open-frame design combined with smart engineering that prioritizes safety and ease of use above everything else, allowing almost anyone to get in the air after just a short training session. Unlike complicated traditional aircraft or high-speed jets, this one focuses on delivering pure fun and accessibility, which is why it has become a favorite in flight experience programs where everyday enthusiasts can book a session, learn the intuitive controls, and take off for an unforgettable hover and cruise over the landscape. The technology behind it revolves around a distributed propulsion system with multiple rotors that provide stable vertical takeoff and landing, while the perimeter floats add versatility so it can touch down smoothly on water just as easily as on solid ground, giving pilots more freedom to explore different environments without worrying about finding a perfect airstrip. One of the biggest reasons the HEXA feels like a game changer is its emphasis on safety through redundant systems and straightforward flight controls that reduce the learning curve dramatically compared to other eVTOLs, making it possible for beginners to gain confidence quickly and enjoy the thrill of flying rather than stressing over complex maneuvers. On the pro side, it delivers an open-air experience that connects you directly with the wind and surroundings, creating that raw sense of freedom many other enclosed cockpits simply cannot match. And its all-electric powertrain means quieter operation with lower emissions, which aligns perfectly with the growing demand for sustainable personal aviation options. Of course, there are some drawbacks like the relatively short flight durations, typical of current battery technology, and the fact that it is best suited for recreational or short hops rather than long cross-country journeys. But those limitations actually play into its strength as an entry point for people who want to try flying without committing to years of training or massive investments up front. What really sets the HEXA apart in the crowded world of flying machines is how it democratizes the skies, turning what used to be an elite hobby into something more people can experience. And that accessibility is reflected in its positioning for experiential flights rather than exclusive ownership, which keeps the barrier to entry lower while still delivering high-end performance in controlled environments. If you are looking for something that proves personal, flight does not have to be intimidating or ridiculously expensive to enjoy. The HEXA delivers exactly that blend of innovative multi-copter design, intuitive handling, and real-world practicality that makes it shine as one of the most user-friendly, unique flying machines available today. And whether you are dreaming of your first solo hover or just want to see what the future of casual aviation feels like, this aircraft shows how thoughtful engineering can make the impossible feel surprisingly within reach for enthusiasts everywhere. From there, we look at the Hawk Heaviside, an advanced electric vertical takeoff and landing aircraft that really captured attention for its smart focus on making flight feel effortless and accessible in everyday settings. What makes the Heaviside stand out is how it was engineered from the ground up to solve the biggest pain points of personal air travel, like excessive noise and energy waste, so you get smooth, quiet journeys that do not disturb neighborhoods or drain power too quickly, which is a huge win for urban environments where traditional helicopters would be way too loud and inefficient. The design relies on multiple tilting propellers that allow seamless shifts between hovering in place and gliding forward at speed, giving pilots or passengers that natural feeling of control without needing years of intensive training. And this technology helps it achieve impressive distances on a single battery charge, making it far more practical for short commutes or quick trips across cities compared to earlier experimental eVTOLs that barely made it a few miles before needing a recharge. Kitty Hawk poured serious innovation into keeping the whole experience calm and user-friendly, which is why it felt like a real step toward air taxis that regular people could actually afford and use daily rather than just luxury toys for the ultra-wealthy. And even though the main program saw some changes over time, the prototypes proved it could handle autonomous flight modes with strong overall performance that inspired so many other companies to follow similar paths in building the future of city skies. One of the biggest advantages here is the efficiency that comes from its battery-focused power system, which keeps operating costs lower than fuel-burning alternatives and potentially brings ownership or ride-sharing prices down to levels that feel reasonable for more adventurers and commuters who dream of skipping traffic altogether. Of course, like any pioneering machine, it had limitations such as the need for careful integration with existing airspace rules and the challenges of scaling production. But those hurdles only highlighted how close we are to widespread adoption, and the unique design choices around quiet propulsion and smart transitions set it apart as a thoughtful solution that prioritized real-world usability over flashy specs. If you are imagining hopping in one for a quick hop across town, the Heaviside represented that promise, beautifully blending cutting-edge electric motors with intelligent software for safe, reliable flights. And while exact current pricing is not straightforward due to the program's evolution, early concepts pointed toward costs that could make personal or shared flight more approachable than you might expect, opening doors for a new era of mobility that feels both exciting and sustainable. This aircraft showed the world that flying does not have to be complicated or exclusive, and its legacy continues to influence the next generation of sky vehicles that aim to bring freedom and convenience to everyone. One of the most thrilling is the Zapata Flyboard Air, invented by French innovator Frankie Zapata, which stands out as a true game-changer in personal flight because it takes the simple idea of a hoverboard and turns it into a powerful jet-propelled machine that delivers raw adrenaline and freedom in ways few other devices can match. What makes it so special is the clever use of 5 small gas turbines that run on kerosene, giving you that instant thrust and responsiveness that feels like true human flight rather than relying on bulky batteries or complex rotors. And this setup allows for incredible agility, where you can hover, turn sharply, and push forward with the kind of control that comes from body balance and instinct, making it perfect for daredevils and visionaries who want to experience the sky like never before. The Flyboard Air gained worldwide fame when it set a Guinness World Record for the longest hoverboard flight, and when Zapata himself crossed the English Channel. In it, the moment captured hearts everywhere, showing that even the wildest dreams of personal aviation could become reality with determination and smart engineering. Its standout design keeps everything compact and lightweight, so the pilot feels directly connected to the power without extra weight holding them back, which creates an almost organic flying experience, unlike larger aircraft where you sit inside a cockpit. And this direct connection is why it feels so exciting and immersive for anyone lucky enough to try it. On the plus side, the Flyboard Air excels at short, intense bursts of flight that are perfect for demonstration stunts or pushing personal limits, and its reliability in tough conditions like over water proved its toughness while opening doors for potential rescue or exploration, uses that more traditional machines struggle with. Of course, it comes with challenges such as the relatively short flight duration that requires careful planning and the need for skill to manage the powerful jet safely. But those trade-offs are exactly what make it thrilling for enthusiasts who value performance over convenience, and the technology behind the turbines shows how far compact propulsion has come, allowing big power in a small package. Pricing-wise, while not a mass-market item, the Flyboard Air and its related systems have been positioned as premium experiences, with costs reflecting the custom engineering and safety features involved. Though Zapata has continued evolving the concept into more accessible options like air scooters that build on the same innovative spirit. Overall, the Flyboard Air remains a symbol of bold creativity that reminds us personal flight does not have to be complicated or expensive to own. In concept, it just needs passion and the right jets to make the impossible feel possible, and its influence continues to inspire new generations of flyers who see the sky as their playground rather than a distant dream. Another standout personal eVTOL that truly captures the spirit of accessible adventure in the skies is the opener BlackFly, now proudly carrying the Pivotal brand. And it stands out because it makes the dream of personal flight feel surprisingly within reach for regular enthusiasts rather than just wealthy collectors or trained professionals. What makes this all-electric ultralight vehicle so special is how it cleverly complies with FAA Part 103 rules, which means many people can actually fly it without needing a full traditional pilot certificate, opening the doors wide for hobbyists, weekend warriors, and curious first-timers who have always wanted to experience the thrill of soaring above the ground on their own terms. Its standout appeal comes from the smart combination of vertical takeoff capability, along with short takeoff options that let you launch from almost any small clearing or even a backyard without requiring long runways or expensive infrastructure, making it incredibly practical for real-world use where convenience matters most. The design features simplified, intuitive controls that feel more like playing an advanced video game than wrestling with complex aviation instruments, and the pod-like cabin provides a secure, comfortable vantage point that enhances the sense of freedom while keeping safety at the forefront, so pilots can focus on enjoying the view and the pure sensation of flight instead of constantly worrying about technical details. One of the biggest reasons it feels like such a game changer is its emphasis on affordability and efficiency in the broader eVTOL landscape. Because while many similar concepts run into the hundreds of thousands or even millions, this one positions itself as a more attainable entry point into personal aviation with a price that lands around $190,000, which is remarkably reasonable when you consider the engineering innovation, the freedom it delivers, and the fact that it avoids the need for costly certifications or massive support teams. The unique technology behind it includes advanced electric propulsion that delivers smooth, quiet operation with quick battery charging so you can get back up in the air faster after a quick top-off. And the overall lightweight construction helps maximize efficiency, allowing for ranges typically between 25 to 40 miles on a single charge, which is perfect for scenic hops, local explorations, or even short commutes without breaking the bank on energy costs. Pros include its approachable learning curve that lets new pilots gain confidence quickly through straightforward handling, and built-in stability features that make it forgiving during those early flights, while the cons might involve the relatively limited range compared to larger aircraft, meaning it shines brightest for shorter, enjoyable trips rather than cross-country journeys. And of course, the initial investment still represents a serious commitment, even if it undercuts many competitors. What really sets the BlackFly apart, in my opinion, is its pod-like cabin and overall user-friendly philosophy that strips away unnecessary complexity, focusing instead on delivering pure recreational joy and that sense of personal empowerment that comes from taking control of your own flight experience. Shifting to the thrilling world of aerial racing, we have the Airspeeder Mk3, an electric flying racing car built specifically for remote operation within the exciting Airspeeder series, where the future of high-speed competition is being written right now in the skies. What makes this machine stand out so much is how it delivers intense adrenaline-packed racing action at a fraction of the cost and complexity of traditional manned aircraft. Because the remote piloting system allows teams to focus purely on skill and strategy without the massive expenses of life support systems or extensive pilot training, which keeps the whole operation more accessible for developing the sport and attracting new talent from sim racing and drone communities around the globe. The unique design features a sleek composite fuselage shaped like a futuristic speeder, with 8 electric motors driving propellers that provide incredible thrust-to-weight ratios, enabling quick acceleration, and precise maneuvers that feel almost like a video game come to life, yet grounded in real-world engineering that emphasizes redundancy for safety during close-quarters battles. Pilots operate it from ground-based cockpits using advanced controls and telemetry that give them full situational awareness, while the vehicle itself handles the raw power, making it a pioneering platform that bridges uncrewed testing today with crewed racing tomorrow. And that transition is what gets fans so hyped, because it promises to evolve into full human-piloted spectacles without the usual barriers of cost or risk. One of the biggest advantages is its electric powertrain, which offers instant torque, clean operation, and lower maintenance compared to combustion engines, allowing for more frequent practice sessions and races that build the sport faster, while the collision avoidance technology ensures tight side-by-side flying at high speeds without constant fear of catastrophic crashes, giving competitors the confidence to push limits and create spectacular overtakes that audiences love. On the downside, the remote nature means it lacks the raw physical feedback a pilot would feel in a cockpit, which can make it slightly less immersive for the operator, though ongoing improvements in haptic feedback and virtual reality integration are closing that gap rapidly. The standout technology here lies in the distributed electric propulsion setup, combined with lightweight materials that balance power efficiency and durability, perfect for the demanding laps of aerial tracks, where every second counts and energy management becomes a key strategic element, much like Formula E on the ground, but taken vertical. Currently, the Airspeeder Mk3 is not available for individual consumer purchase, as it is developed for professional racing series and demonstration events, with costs tied to team participation rather than retail pricing. But that focused approach actually makes the technology more effective by concentrating resources on performance upgrades and safety refinements instead of mass production headaches. Then comes the DCL Big Drone from Drone Champions League, a truly massive manned aerobatic drone that takes the excitement of drone racing to an entirely new level by putting a human pilot right in the middle of the action. And what makes it stand out so brilliantly is how it bridges the thrilling accessibility of small-scale drone sports with the raw power and presence of larger flying machines, creating an affordable yet highly effective pathway for entertainment training and future competitive events without the enormous costs associated with full-sized aircraft development or certification. The unique design integrates a robust frame with multiple electric motors working in harmony to deliver impressive thrust, allowing the pilot to execute jaw-dropping flips, rolls, and high-speed dashes through custom racing gates that feel like stepping into a real-life video game arena where every maneuver tests skill and machine capability in ways that smaller drones simply cannot match. This approach keeps operations more budget-friendly because the electric setup reduces fuel expenses and maintenance headaches compared to traditional aviation, while the manned configuration adds that authentic human element that spectators crave, making events more engaging and marketable for leagues looking to grow their audience. One of the biggest advantages is its potential for training programs where aspiring pilots can gain real-world experience in a controlled yet dynamic environment that builds confidence and reflexes far quicker than simulators alone. And the scalability means teams can run multiple sessions without prohibitive per-flight costs, which is why it feels so effective at democratizing advanced aerial sports. On the flip side, the size and power do introduce challenges like increased complexity in handling during windy conditions, or the need for specialized safety protocols around populated areas, but the engineering team has focused on stability systems and progressive flight modes that help mitigate those issues, making it a practical choice for both pros and enthusiasts. The standout technology revolves around the distributed motor array combined with responsive flight controllers that provide smooth power delivery and quick response times, enabling complex aerobatics that showcase the drone's versatility for everything from freestyle demonstrations to structured races. Currently, the DCL Big Drone is primarily used within the league's ecosystem and demonstration events, rather than being sold as a standard consumer product with involvement costs tied to participation packages or sponsorships, which actually enhances its effectiveness by allowing continuous upgrades and real-world testing feedback loops, instead of diluting focus on mass production. Overall, this giant drone shines because it captures the fun and innovation of drone culture, while scaling it up to create new possibilities for human-piloted aerial entertainment and skill development, proving that you do not need massive budgets to push boundaries in unique flying machines. And that smart, accessible design is what will help grow the entire industry moving forward. For something truly wild, check out the Lazareth LMV 496, also known as La Moto Volante, a transforming flying motorcycle from the visionary French designer Ludovic Lazareth that stands out as one of the most audacious blends of high-end superbike engineering and personal aviation ever conceived, capturing the imagination of enthusiasts who dream of seamless transitions between roaring down the road and lifting off into the skies without compromise. What makes this machine so outstanding is its ingenious transformation system, where the 4 jet turbines cleverly integrated into the wheel hubs allow it to shift from a sleek road-going motorcycle to a hovering flying platform in roughly a minute, delivering an exhilarating burst of power that feels like pure adrenaline fused with luxury. Craftsmanship turning everyday travel into an epic adventure, while its premium styling draws from exotic Italian superbikes with carbon accents and aggressive lines that scream exclusivity on the ground, yet deliver surprising stability when airborne thanks to the innovative pendulum geometry that helps maintain balance during flight maneuvers. The standout technology here lies in the way the wheels tilt outward and upward to position the turbines for vertical thrust, creating a hover capability that bridges the gap between traditional motorcycles and dedicated flying devices, offering riders the freedom to enjoy twisting mountain roads one moment and then soaring over obstacles or scenic vistas the next, which is why it appeals so strongly to those seeking versatility without sacrificing the thrill of motorcycle culture. On the pro side, the LMV 496 excels in its futuristic wow factor, and the sheer joy of owning a genuine hybrid vehicle that performs convincingly in both domains, making it a conversation starter at any event, while its high-end build quality ensures it feels like a collectible piece of art rather than just a gadget. However, as with any pioneering design, there are drawbacks, including relatively short flight durations that limit it to quick hops or demonstrations rather than long cross-country journeys, the high fuel consumption during hover mode, and the need for specialized training to master the transition phases safely, which keeps it from being an everyday commuter option for most people. Its unique design philosophy really shines through in how Lazareth refused to compromise on aesthetics or performance, merging motorcycle heritage with jet propulsion in a way that feels organic and exciting rather than forced. Currently, this rare machine is positioned as an ultra-luxury item, with limited production runs often commanding prices around €500,000 or more depending on customizations, making it accessible only to a select few collectors and high-net-worth enthusiasts who view it as both a status symbol and a bold investment in the future of personal mobility. Adding to the superhero vibe is the Gravity Jetsuit from Gravity Industries, created by Richard Browning. This wearable flight system stands out as one of the most thrilling and accessible ways to experience true human flight, because it augments the pilot's natural movements, rather than relying on complex cockpits or automated controls, making it feel incredibly intuitive and empowering for anyone with the right training and fitness level. The suit integrates multiple microjet engines strategically placed on the arms and back to deliver massive power through directed thrust, allowing pilots to maneuver with body leans, arm positioning, and subtle shifts in balance, which creates an unparalleled sense of freedom and connection to the air that no traditional aircraft can match. What makes it particularly notable is how it bridges the gap between fantasy and reality, offering demonstrations in military training for rapid insertions, rescue operations over water or rugged terrain, and spectacular public displays that draw huge crowds eager to see real-life Iron Man-style flight in action. The technology behind it emphasizes reliability through redundant engine setups and advanced fuel management, so pilots can achieve impressive speeds, agility, and even sustained hovers while maintaining control in ways that feel organic and responsive. One of the biggest reasons it shines is its effectiveness despite a relatively straightforward design philosophy, focusing on human capability enhancement instead of overcomplicating with wings or large structures, which keeps it compact enough for individual use and allows for quick deployment in various environments. Pros include the sheer exhilaration of flying like a superhero, the potential for practical applications in emergency response, and the ongoing development that has already led to safer, more stable flights over time. But there are drawbacks, such as the need for significant physical conditioning due to the forces involved, the relatively short flight durations limited by fuel capacity, and the high costs associated with training and maintenance that make it more of an elite experience rather than everyday transport right now. Currently, the Gravity jet suit is available through specialized flight programs and experiences with packages often priced in the tens of thousands of dollars for training sessions, while full ownership or custom units can reach hundreds of thousands, reflecting the premium engineering and safety features built in, yet many enthusiasts argue it delivers exceptional value for the adrenaline and innovation it provides compared to much more expensive traditional aircraft. Its unique design prioritizes portability and adaptability so pilots can transition from ground to air seamlessly, and the company continues refining it with better materials and control systems to reduce fatigue and increase duration, making it even more practical for future uses. These unique flying machines represent incredible leaps in technology, from electric autonomy to jet propulsion and human-machine integration. Each one carries its own story of innovation, challenges, and breakthroughs, but together they show how close we are to a world where flying is as natural as driving. Battery improvements, safety systems, and regulatory progress are accelerating fast, and I believe we will see more of these in everyday use soon, whether for recreation, commuting, or adventure. Which of these blew your mind the most? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Let me know if you would try flying one, and which model excites you the most. If you enjoyed this deep dive, hit that like button, share it with friends who love tech and future mobility, and subscribe for more videos breaking down the coolest innovations shaping our tomorrow. Thanks for flying along with me today, and I will see you in the next one. Keep dreaming big and stay curious.